Hello and good morning. Welcome to my morning forecast. It is Thursday, the 17th of March. Currently, the time is 7:17 a.m. In the morning, and today, again, we have had quite a bit of volatility in the markets. We have had a news announcement. I heard from a friend. I personally don't check the news, but someone told me that there was a news announcement, hence these kind of volatile wicks. But again, I will be going through my thoughts on price action. There has been possible setups as well that I know people have been taking, and I'll go through my thoughts on them and why I have not taken them, okay? So as you can see, guys, we're going to start with the Aussie US dollar. Again, like I said yesterday in my forecast, the bias was down, but again, I said it could change if we start to see that commitment up. And again, we have seen that commitment up again, okay? So again, we are, in a sense, on the uptrend, okay? But again, it's important to read price action and see what is happening. So as you can see, guys, of course, you saw down here, we had this little push up, came down, we broke this low, retraced, broke the high, retraced. Okay, then we broke this high, retraced, didn't show any shift in momentum and started to push up, okay? Again, we had a one candle pullback, push up, one candle pullback, push up, again, showing no real shift here, and then we started to push up, okay? Now, what's important to understand is that at the end of this push up, what did we see? We saw a large wick and a little bit of a shift in momentum, okay? Now, as I know some individuals will be looking at the combo area here for a possible tap and go, but one of the things is you've got to understand is that when you actually have this large wick, think about it, even from an opposite side perspective, right? There could be a possible area of liquidity here, okay? Whereby you can actually just, or market makers will just be taking this out and price can shoot down. Now, again, for me, I personally was not looking at this combo area at all. And the reason being is because of how far price would have to travel. I would want to see a lot more price action for me to actually think about getting involved. If you think about it, we've had essentially a 4-5 candle push up, and then of course we retraced, pulled back, and again, even this candle was a little bit of a warning sign. If you start to see kind of solid candles, you can easily just drop down there. And even at this point, again, if you have a candle that drops like this, again, it will show you a shift, wouldn't it? If you actually saw liquidity being taken here, you saw how market is reacting to that liquidity, again, more likely price will push down and reverse, okay? But again, like I say, it would have been quite a big drop, and as you can see, guys, of course, the very next candle was a news candle. It would have taken you out anyway, but again, showed quite a bit of volatility in the markets. But again, what happened after that? As you can see, guys, we pushed up, we broke the high, again, had a very nice close, okay? Now, I know a lot of people were talking about this kind of inside to outside bar bomb, but again, one of the things is, guys, if you're considering, we're actually going to go through this, so price action, inside to outside bar bomb. One of the things of a warning sign that it was for me is that, again, these are two dojis. They're two indecision candles, right? If you think about it, right, what's a bomb going to do, right? You're going to have an impulse up, going to pull back, and this next candle, the outside bar bomb, is going to show you that it has pushed up and pushed back. In this sense, it basically hasn't really gone anywhere, okay? It's basically said, hey, we haven't really moved, there's some uncertainty. But even if that you were to consider that and say, hey, okay, I don't really mind the dojis, but it is an inside to outside bar bomb, then one of the things is guys, is we're going to have to zoom a little bit closer and see what are the color of the candles. Again, this is very, very important, okay? So if I switch my color of the candles back to normal, okay, not ocean blue, apologize, it's going to be original. Okay, so as you can see, guys, this is what happened. For an outside bar bomb, we're going to have the impulse. You can see the high of this last candle was the same as this. So again, this was still part of the up move. So again, we've had a push up. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this to black so this can be very easily seen. Okay, now the next candle is an inside bar. Yes, it is counter trend. Okay. All right, so we have a counter trend move here, okay? Now, one of the things to understand is that the next candle is also very important. Both the colors of the candles are very important, okay? Now, this candle is a bearish candle, and then we have got a bullish candle, okay? So in a sense, what are we saying here? We are saying that even with this inside bar where we've got a counter trend move, this is a bullish candle, okay? So it being bullish, we're saying that essentially from this candle, the red candle, price is pushed down and pushed back up and then returned back here on this candle. So like I said here, we would have pushed down with the same candle in that hour and then pushed back up, okay? Now again, what does this tell us? Well, if we actually drew this out, then the outside bar is telling us is that we haven't formed the bomb line yet. Well, we have formed the bomb line, but we haven't broken it, okay? Does that make sense to you? So if we have this candle as a bullish candle, we've essentially, from the previous candle, we've pushed down, pushed up, and returned back, creating this kind of scenario where these two kind of lines are depicting what this candle is, giving us the bomb line being defined. And the next candle, you can see it didn't break the theoretical bomb line, right? So again, it would have just been here and then pushed up, again, making it an invalid bomb. Whereas if the middle candle, or this candle, outside bar candle, was actually a bearish candle, so I'm actually gonna see if we can, get this back to black, so it's a lot easier. Okay, right, so if we see the push up again, and then we have the counter trend move. Now again, talking about this candle here, if this candle was bearish, right, so for example, if this was bullish, or whatever this is, but again, if this was a bearish candle, what would have happened in this hour, right, especially if this was bullish, is that price would have gone up, and then would have come back down, and then closed. So what is that telling us? Price would have gone up, come back down, and then closed. Okay, so what does this tell us? It says price did this counter trend move with the inside bar, price pushed up, defining the bomb line, and then broke the low, and then we would have had this candle, the green candle that of course is in the direction of the trend, giving us the bomb, right? So again, this was not a valid inside outside bar, 3-bar bomb, whatever you want to call it, because of the formation. For it to have been valid, this inside bar would have had to be bullish, and then this candle would have had to be bearish. Okay, again, I hope that makes sense. That's the explanation for it. Okay, so again, if you do have any questions, feel free to actually ask it in the comment section below. And again, like I say, if there's any trades that you guys do want me to cover, then please feel free to actually let me know in the comment section below this video. But again, this was not a valid inside outside bar bomb, which again was another reason why I didn't take it. But again, you can see we've got a lot of indecision in the market. So again, for me, I decided to, of course, sit out, and it didn't really fit my plan. So I'm going to actually turn this back to my usual colors. So again, what's happened after? Well, you can clearly see from there, we've broke this high, okay? And I'm going to probably have to change this back, yep. So let me change this back to orange. Okay, great. So again, we have broken the high up here, okay? Again, retraced, okay? Now again, for me, would we be looking at this? If you think about it, if you think about an entry at this level, okay, we could just exhibit a possible break the high retrace. Again, if you look at prior price action, what's happened? We've broken this high, retraced, broken this high, retraced, okay? Am I seeing that commitment? Am I seeing that we want to go up? Not really, okay? We've got price action in between that as well, supporting that evidence, okay? Again, it's not like here. Here, where we had actually a nice push up, one candle pullback, push up, one candle pullback, push up. Again, we're not seeing any shift, okay? Here, we are having price action in between, okay? We want to see a lot more price action before we start to get involved. Be careful of these kind of solid closes, okay? The solid closes are quite nice, but again, we have to consider what is price action telling us. Again, I'm starting to see an ascending, okay? I'm starting to see weakness. Yes, we've had volatility, but again, I need to see better price action before I get involved. So again, what am I looking for next? Well, as you can see, guys, not only did we actually break this high here and retrace here, we actually did break this low, retrace, giving me evidence that we're going to be range bound, okay? So again, I'm sitting on my hands being patient and seeing what happens next with the Aussie US dollar. Again, if we start to see this ascending nature, okay, I will be waiting and looking at opportunities to go south. What is this telling me? This is telling me we are slowing down, okay, in a very nice way. I want to see a little bit more of this kind of smaller ascending, and of course that'll be a lot more higher probability, and I'll be willing to get involved, okay? Now again, we may not do that. We might just impulse down. If we do that, we'll be looking to get involved in a nice continuation flag, okay? Very nice, very high probability. But again, we may actually start to trend correctively. We are in this corrective uptrend. If we break this high, pull back to this level, I will be looking to get involved in a corrective trend. Again, in a corrective trend, we are gathering liquidity. You can see market is reacting. How is market reacting? Again, we could have had possible areas of liquidity here, and market reacted with a strong pullback. We could come up and gather more. Okay, but again, it does not mean that we need to avoid that corrective trend, because it starts to move correctively. If we see no shift in momentum in the pullback, happy to get involved in that. They work out very nice on this pair. So again, that is why I did not get involved in any setups on the Aussie US dollar, and that's what I'm looking at ahead today. Next pair is the Aussie Japanese Yen. As you can see, guys, again, market bias was down until we started to see a nice impulse, okay? So again, what have we seen in the market? Again, you can see, guys, we of course broke this high and start to see some really nice momentum up here. Okay, now again, of course, we had this one candle pullbacks, really nice to see here. Okay, and then we started to push up with nice momentum. Again, didn't really see a shift here, still part of the uptrend. Okay, we didn't really break any potential low here. So again, really nice strong uptrend. Okay, now I'm sure some people might have been looking at potentially this area here to get involved. Okay, but again, still not for me. Okay, yes, we've broken with momentum, right? But again, we've left a large wick and seen a retrace. What has prior price action been telling us? Well, if you look closely, guys, we're seeing weakness. We can see break the high, retrace. We're seeing this ascending. We're seeing weakness. So again, am I willing to get involved if we just see that one candle with a wick? Not really, no, because again, we could have that large pullback, which is exactly what we've got. So again, we've broken this high, retraced, broken the low, retraced, giving me evidence we're going to be range bound, and you can see that is exactly what we have started to get. Okay, so be careful, guys, you know, be careful of these kind of solid closes. Like, of course, yes, this wasn't such a solid close, but again, on these pairs where you start to see a nice break, okay, be careful if we could just retrace, especially if prior price action is showing us weakness. Okay, all right, it's not like here, again, we have momentum here, we had momentum pushing up. Okay, we had momentum in the market here. Not really, we're seeing a slowdown, right? Okay, so again, please be careful of that. Okay, we are seeing corrective behavior at the top. So again, wouldn't be really willing to get involved at the inside bar. Okay, especially with this kind of large, potentially large pullback. So what am I looking for next? Well, with this pair, again, we are moving, well, in a sense, we are moving correctively. Yes, we've broken the low, but again, if we break the high, pull back to this level, we'll be looking to get involved in that. Okay, to me, again, when we see this, okay, when we see we've taken out lower level of liquidity below this inside bar here, we normally expect that drive up. Okay, so for me, I wouldn't be surprised if we break this. Now again, if we break this with a nice momentum and have nice price action here, I will be willing to get involved. I've got to see very nice price action, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if we break this high correctively. If we do that, like I say, I will be looking at opportunities to go down south and then continue on with that new trend. Okay, now again, we may not get there, we may impulse down. More than happy to look for a nice continuation flag to the south side. Okay, so again, being patient, waiting and sitting on my hands with this pair, we are in a nice trend up. Okay, seeing some weakness at the top here. So again, I want to see more price action before I consider getting involved, especially in a corrective trend. Okay, next pair is the Euro US Dollar. As you can see, guys, my bias was down, and it still currently is down in a sense, because of course, how have we come up? We've come up in this ascending manner. We've collected quite a bit of liquidity, you can see. And the majors broke high, retrace, broke high, retrace, broke high, retrace, broke, retrace, broke, retrace, broke, retrace. Again, we are seeing such weakness. This is a very nice sign, okay, that we could potentially see the market move to the south side. Okay, so again, what has happened overnight? Well, you can see, of course, we have had this kind of push up. Okay, came up very correctively. We broke this high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, coming up in the ascending. Okay, again, took out liquidity beneath here and started to push up. Okay, and then again, well, how did we break the high? Okay, there's a high here, we broke with momentum, retraced. Okay, again, broke, retraced. Am I seeing commitment? Do I want to get involved or even consider getting involved in a correction with this pair? No, not really, not at all. Okay, so again, I'm waiting for more price action. Okay, one of the things to note is that when we start to get this kind of, how can I put this, ascending, okay, it's not unsurprising we get an impulse up. If we do that, I'll be more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag. Okay, but for now, again, I'm starting to see that nice little tighter ascending. Okay, if we do that, okay, more than happy to look for opportunities to go south. Very nice, very high probability. Now, we may not get that opportunity. We might just see a drop. Okay, if we see that drop, I'm more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag. Okay, very nice and very high probability. So again, we are seeing that ascending nature. We are starting to see price tighten up here. So again, wouldn't be surprised if we see the down move, but again, wouldn't either be surprised if we see the up move. Either way, high probability as long as we see commitment. So far, I am not seeing any commitment because of how we are breaking the highs and retracing. Okay, so again, waiting for more price action on the Euro US Dollar. Next pair is the Euro Japanese Yen, and as you can see, again, I haven't been involved in any trades. Personally, I wasn't looking at anything. Again, I think there could have been some potential setups, so I'm just going to go through this. So as you can see, guys, what's happened? We've had this range, right? Okay, we've had a range here. Okay, again, not really looking to get involved, especially at this inside bar, especially with these kind of volatile wicks. Okay, and again, how do we come out of this range? we broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced. Am I willing to get involved in any sort of corrective price action on this pair? Not really. This is showing me weakness. This is showing me high probability that we might go down, okay? So again, there was a combo here at this inside bar that people may have took, I'm not sure. But again, for me, it's not high probability. We're moving up in weakness, okay? Do I want to get involved in a correction on this pair? Not really, no. With this pair, I want to see a trend. So again, I'm not willing to get involved. Now again, we can kind of see that move up, this ascending, okay? Impulse up, okay? Didn't really get a chance to have this kind of nice outside bar bomb or any bomb like that, because again, this was not an inside bar. So again, didn't really look at that, but again, this could have been a nice outside bar bomb if this candle was an inside bar, but again, wasn't looking to get involved. Again, how's price reacted at the top? Well, you can see at the very top, price has come up, broke this high, retraced, and have seen a really aggressive pullback. And then of course we've broken the low retrace, giving me evidence that we're going to be a little bit more range bound. So again, for me, I'm not willing to look at any setups just yet until we break the most recent high and low, okay? So again, for me, if we start to see that ascending, break the high again with weakness and retrace, I will be looking at opportunities to go south, okay? Now again, it wouldn't be surprising for me if we start to see that impulse up. If we impulse up, more than happy to look for a nice continuation flag. And same to the downside, more than happy to get into a nice continuation flag, okay? So again, I'm still waiting and sitting on my hands on this pair. This pair is telling me, hey, we're going to be range bound for now. We are seeing the weakness in an upskirt, in a corrective uptrend, okay? You can clearly see that how we are breaking these highs. Seeing momentum here, again, pulled back, didn't see really a shift, and then broke a retrace, okay? So again, waiting for better price action on this pair before I start to get involved, okay? In the longer term, again, we have been on this really nice push up and start to see essentially a corrective trend. So waiting for better price action. Next pair is the pound. As you can see, guys, again, the bias was down. Again, we started to see nice liquidity collections till we stored the momentum up. So again, now we are starting to move up, okay? We can clearly see here we broke the high, retraced, okay? Broke the low here with a large wick, taken liquidity and pushed up with momentum. But again, what's happened after? We broke, retraced, broke, retraced, okay? Broke, retrace, broke again. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a retrace, okay? So again, for me, we are seeing corrective behavior. Am I willing to get involved in corrective behavior on this pair? Not really, no. I want to see more commitment, okay? I want to see a nice impulse, okay? And then more than happy to get involved in a nice continuation flag, okay? If I see the impulse, again, pullback, small pullback, break, pullback, more than happy to get involved in that setup. But again, waiting on more price action. I always say with this pair, I want to see commitment again. But again, I've not seen a real nice opportunity to get involved just yet. We've seen volatility in the market and now going into a correction. So waiting for better price action. Next pair is New Zealand Japanese Yen. As you can see, guys, like I said in my forecast, the bias was down until I see potential move up or commitment up, and exactly what we've got. We've got this really nice uptrend, okay? We've pushed up with momentum, seen no shift, pushed up and seen no shift, okay? Now again, what's happened? Again, here we broke high, retrace, started to see commitment again, broke this high, retrace, broke the high, retrace, broke the low, retrace. Again, giving me evidence that we're going to be range bound, and you can see that's what we got. So what am I looking for on this pair? Well, for me, again, if I see this kind of ascending nature, breaking the highs, retracing, I will be looking for a nice reversal setup, very good and very high probability. But again, if we don't get that, okay, and we start to break the high, pull back to this level, I will be looking to get involved in that setup. We are, in a sense, in a corrective trend, but again, price action will have to be very good, seeing as we're getting a bit more of a range and that we've broken the low, retrace. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get that. Now again, we could just range around here and come down in a descending manner. If we do that, I want to see a nicer descending before I look to get involved in a reversal setup to take price north, okay? So again, that's what I'm looking at in the market ahead. I hope my explanations did make sense. And again, if you guys have any questions on any future trades or any potential trades that you guys want to see me do or want to see me cover, then feel free to write it down in the comment section below. I'll make sure to cover that. But for now, I hope you have a fantastic trading day ahead.